peace and love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio
Show.
is where I go for the latest planned info.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the program. It's a nooner here on a Wednesday with All Around Town Radio. It's Wednesday with the band, and without any further, I'm jumping right into it today because I've got a lot of people to talk to and a lot to talk about with this great band we're going to interview for you. Welcome to the stage today on the show. Half-Life, everybody. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Awesome.
Awesome. I hope so,
Great.
Jay. Jay looks so stoic there, doesn't he? He does. What's going on, guys? It's a pleasure to have you here. What's going on today? Anything good?
Hey, it's a beautiful sunny day. I'll take it.
I'll take
Nice
it
and
as
warm.
well.
It is.
Well, you guys got a lot of buzz going on in the music community here in the metro area of Dayton, Cincinnati, and everybody's buzzing about Half-Life and how much they love you guys and what goes on in one of your shows. So let's get right to it. Shane, I've known you a long time, man. We've been doing stuff since you and Robbie were just playing in some little battle of the bands or something years ago, and you've done a lot of things, a lot of projects, but this one seems to be your baby that you really like to do. I never imagined you not sitting on a stool with a guitar and flip flops on. So, Half-Life. Let's talk about what inspired this band and what inspired you guys to make music together. This classic lineup you have of musicians.
I'll let Jay kind of touch on the intricacies of it, but Jay this is actually his idea to begin with, and then we thought it wasn't going to work, and Dave McCarty kind of picked up the ball and assembled the rest. So I was lucky enough to really just be included.
Oh, come on now.
Really? Yeah, a little humbleness going on up there, but you're a hell of a
Yeah.
front man, Shane, in this band, and you got the look, you got the whole front man vibe going on, and it's wonderful. But Jay, tell me a little more about this brainchild you had called Half-Life.
Well, I've been doing Uncle Rico for about 20 years now, and kind of Scott, as you know, the band plays out maybe once a month. We don't like to play out a ton. So at the meantime, I had kind of a funk rock thing going with Crowbar Jones. We did that for a few years. And when that ended, I found myself with just one band and extra time on my hands. So my wife and I were at Milano's one night. Actually, I think you were there, Scott, and I think I talked to you that night. And I told her I was looking to do something else, maybe start something. And her first question was, well, who would you have sing? And at the time, I didn't know Shane. I'd never met him before, but I said, he's the voice that I would want. It's either going to have to be Shane or a Chris Reynolds or a Benny Hill. I mean, those are the voices, but I said Shane would be my number one. She said, well, contact him and see if he's interested. So I reached out, and lo and behold, he actually answered my call. And we talked about it. He had some interest in it. At the time, Jim Bodish was kind of part of the project. He had to back out, and that's when I said, well, let's get a hold of Dave. I know Dave's got a busy schedule, but maybe he'd be interested. And when I talked to him, he said, yeah, timing might be right. So right after we put it together, my work schedule changed. I was out of town a lot, so I kind of backed out, and Dave took it. Dave said, let me handle the rhythm section. I know exactly who to get. Charlie here and Niles, and those guys are freaking awesome. So put it all together, and here we are.
Now, Charlie, you're kind of the silent but deadly guy back there. You just hold that rhythm section down. You're not that flamboyant front man or any of that. You just stand back there and play like hell. And I love that about you. You've been playing a long time, though, right?
We won't talk about how long, but yeah.
Few years, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's just kind of what I do. I mean, I think that's the best thing I could do for the band, to be honest with you. And I don't have to be a front person. We've got one. So I'm just happy to stay in the back and just groove along with Niles.
Well, and you guys you're solid, and the music you play is so heavily, so to speak, rhythm section oriented. I mean, they're bangers, as the kids would say today.
Oh,
all the
absolutely.
songs, and you know, you're like I said, you're just back there making it happen with the rest of the band. This is a great band of local musicians, man. You guys, I couldn't have thrown a group in a blender and made it come out any better than this. I mean, it's just a great group of guys, and not to mention, I see on stage, y'all get along. I mean, y'all have fun. We joke about Dave. I every once in a while I like to call him Diva Dave because Dave is just he's a great player and I love the guy, and we give him a little crap about that. But he's such a perfectionist at his craft as well. And he's not with us today, but he's out of town. But we want to give him a big props and shout out as well in this band, because if anybody can put together a group of local musicians, Dave's the guy. I mean, he really is.
He definitely knows how to network, and he's certainly a talker.
You think?
Uh-huh.
Is that all we're going to say?
I've played music with him for 25 years. So, yeah. I'm starting to hear the
Absolutely.
original stories come around again, though.
Do they change?
A little bit.
Yeah. As he gets older, they change a little, but he's a rock and roller at heart. Let's face it, y'all are. And, you know, and Shane, I can't tell you how much I am so pleased to see this has been successful for you, because many guys who come out from behind the acoustic guitar of doing their solo or duo thing are so uncomfortable on the stage with, you know, being a front guy without that security blanket of a guitar in front of them, those kind of things. You just have killed it with this band. Have you always had that I want to be the hair slinging rock star on stage kind of persona?
What I wanted to do and what I did in my first show were two completely different things. The first show was probably more like in the movie The Doors, when he wouldn't turn around for the whole entire show. But these guys have all been super supportive and pushing me, and they haven't been, you know, deterred by, you know, me taking baby steps, getting a little bit better each show. And I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys to do it with. Everybody gets along, and we were super lucky. First rehearsal, it all gelled, and everyone was excited. So,
And then
Perfect.
after that, I think we realized he's a healthy young man and he can lift things.
So he's also a good roadie, you're telling me.
Yeah.
That's good. I like it. I like it. So if you're out there, guys, watching today live, we know a lot of you will watch this after we're live. And please don't hesitate to drop a comment in if you've seen this band, or if you're going to go see this band, or you have a question for them, drop it in. We'd love to hear from you. If you're out there right now, say hi. Let us know who you are, where you're from. And let me move on to musical influences. You're playing a unique set list here of songs that I don't hear a lot of other bands really doing in the area. So what are your musical influences, guys? And how do you put this together?
Well, I listen to a lot of talk radio, so I'll let the other guys follow up with that.
Gotta love it, Charlie.
Yeah, from my standpoint, you know, starting out young, it's your mother's influence. So we're talking Bee Gees and Elvis and all that. And then my older brother's influence. So then you're into the Fog Hats and the Peter Framptons and the Zeppelins. And then when I found my way, it was kind of started with Kiss. You know, Kiss was the gateway into the cartoon side of things and the music side of things. And then next thing you know, we're in the 80s, and I'm an 80s guy. So it was all the guitar players and all the shreds from the 80s and all the glam rock. And then that led right into the 90s. So it's kind of been the whole gamut. I'm a huge fan of the funk music, the funk rock music. So the influences are just all over the place as far as I go.
That's outstanding. And Dewey, thank you for that comment. Dewey's a big fan of Half-Life, by the way. And
Dewey's the man.
He just made a great comment about you guys there. Shane, I got a question for you then. How, if somebody was to walk up to you and said, "Hey, I hear you've got a new band. I haven't seen them yet." How would you describe to them your band and your unique sound and performance that you guys do?
Well, I'm not really sure. I would say, as of right this moment, we are 90s, early 2000s, rock and roll, 100 miles an hour. Yeah, I mean,
From
that
start
would
to
be-
finish.
From start to finish. in a nutshell, I mean, we have two slower songs, and I think Dave only let us put that in so I could catch my breath.
So you're 100 miles an hour from the time you hit the stage till the time you go off the stage, unless there's a drawing for a Moose grand prize or something like that, which can set you back for an hour. But I happened to be at that show, and that was a unique show. But you came back from that and just slayed it, and the crowd stayed, and you could tell they were enjoying you guys. And anywhere I've ever been to see you, you have a great following, first of all. And we're going to mention at the end of the show a lot of details about the Bell and the Bear. But you'll be in Cincinnati at the Bell and the Bear in Montgomery on Friday night. And I tend to guess there's going to be a pretty good, healthy crowd in there that loves your style of music and you guys. And you should be looking forward to that one. I think it's going to be a good show for you.
We love playing the Bell and the Bear. That was an experience.
It is. It's a magical musical location. I call it. It's full of like-minded people who love live music, no matter what the genre or what the style. I mean, they welcome a lot of different bands in there, and you guys are unique. And I keep wanting to say that because I think you have a creative process, the way you put together your set lists and so on. Is this a group effort, or is it one guy puts the set list down and we all just nod our heads and play?
It's a group effort. Jay actually makes our lists, and brainchild's a lot of it, and just minimal input from me, and then Dave kind of goes in there and orchestrates and formats any changes that he thinks, and then we all kind of decide as a group whether it's good or not, and everything's a group decision. So
let me pick on Jay for a minute then. Jay, you're putting this list together. How do you determine what songs lead well into the next one? Because I think that's very important for a band to not have, a fever pitch going and then you hit something that's like a song, or it's a song that's kind of like, I'm not sure the crowd's even familiar with it. So how do you pick where you place them in the set list?
Well, the big thing we have, first of all, creating our list, creating the music we play, it really revolves around our singer. We've got an incredible singer. Shane is awesome. And the music kind of dictates what is best in his range, right? So we're not throwing in the darkness or something like that. We're picking music that fits what Shane does well. When we put a set list together, and when we pick the music, there are so many great bands in town, Scott. You're out to see them so often. There are party punch dance bands. They're incredible. And you got just all these bands that just do such a great job. And we wanted to find, where's our place? Where do we fit into this? Because we don't want to be another dance band. We already have them. We're not country guys. We don't want to be the britches down. What can we do? And that's where we found our lane of this 90s type music that wasn't played a lot. So when we put a list together, we like to throw in a few songs that music lovers would like, okay? And we mix those with the popular songs that most people know. So between you and Karis and your shows, you guys talk a lot about set lists and how people put them together and playing stuff. So we listen to that. We listen to the crowd. We see how things are going, and we build our list around that. So you're going to hear blocks of songs. We like to run songs together and do blocks, and then we take a break and talk, and then we do blocks. And you're going to hear stuff that for 3 songs in a row, and then we might throw something in there that's a deep cut, and you may have 2 or 3 of those in a set.
Well, that's interesting the way you describe that, because I would think that there's got to be kind of a lead guy in every band that throws the list out there, and then everybody picks and chooses what they think will work and what they don't. And you say you guys all get along enough that there's not a problem. But how would you handle, how do you guys handle any, God, I hate even the term conflict, but in that creative process, how do you handle conflicting ideas? Like one guy in the band loves the song and the other guy's like, I'm not so sure about that song. So how do you guys handle that?
Well,
I feel
it's just like a good
everybody's
marriage.
good.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I feel
It's just like a good
everybody
marriage.
in the band is
It's love
such
and
a
take
vet.
for everything.
Everyone in the band's such a vet, and they've been around for so long that they are all willing to concede to the other if they're not holding it so near and dear to their heart. So I know, imagine that. It's actually a bunch of grown-ups, even though we don't seem like it.
And we make it pretty easy, Scott. Dave and Shane really do the new songs. Between those two guys, they're talking about what they want to bring in. Between Charlie, myself, and Niles, the three of us are kind of like, all right, let's do it. Let's try it. You know, we try to make this very easy. We don't run into any conflicts like that. When those guys pick a song, we're going to try it. We've got songs that we have learned that didn't work, and we've dropped them before they even made it, you know, out of the rehearsal space.
How do you mean they didn't work? They just fell short with the crowd, or it didn't work for the band?
No, it didn't even work for us. We never even got through. We'll rehearse them probably for a few weeks, and if it doesn't fit what we're doing, or if it's not coming together, we'll move right on.
Right.
You know, something Shane comes in and says, you know, this isn't comfortable for me singing. Boom, it's gone. We go right to the next one. So there's so much material to choose from. You know, how much time do you want to spend on something that doesn't fit you? So. And then, yes, when you play live, if there's something that doesn't go over live, you could move on from that also.
Steve, thank you for those comments. I just put up on the screen a minute ago, but thank you for that. So how do you then, guys, and how, first of all, let me back up. How long you been together as a band?
Just over a year.
So you're in your infancy with all this, and there's always a honeymoon period with a band, and then there's it gets to the grind, basically, where you've got to enjoy what you're doing, or it becomes just, it's the same old stuff every week, and I'm tired, and I really don't want to play. So most bands have to have that creative juices flowing, I think, that makes somebody feel like they're a part of it. And it sounds to me like you guys have put together a great product here with all the people and enjoying it. Charlie, I'm going to ask you that question. How do you stay fresh? As many years, all those years, Charlie, that you've been playing, all right, how do you keep that look on stage that you're really enjoying yourself?
Well, you know, obviously it's because, you know, I consider all these guys friends, and I want to be there with them and create good music. And we feed off, you know, what the crowd's giving us. I just want to play music, and whenever I know it's good, that's all that really matters to me. It's not, you know, what we play is not necessarily secondary, because I know we're going to do it well. But it's the feedback from the crowd and the excitement knowing that, you know, we had a good night and we're going to hear it. And that's kind of why I do it.
Well, and like I pointed you out because you do look like you enjoy yourself on stage. I mean, when I see you on stage, Charlie, you look like you're back there having a good time. You're, like I said, you're in the background, but you're enjoying what you do.
I'm happy to death doing what I do.
And you know as well as I do, bass players have a reputation over the years of being that guy on stage who looks like he's, well, for lack of a better term, a female resting bitch face. And they're just playing their guitar, their bass, and just going through the motions, man. And you know, there are a lot in the area that are really good. Bruce Corbellotti from Stranger, and those guys that really seem to really enjoy. And you're one of those guys, too, that enjoys what you do. And Dewey, thank you for that comment. They want to see you do an MTV Unplugged.
Challenging.
Go ahead.
We talked about that, Dewey. We were interested in doing something like that.
Yes, we did.
That's awesome. I'd love to see that as well. All right, I want to let the viewers know, and again, we're going to have a lot of people watching this show after it's live here today. So let's tell the viewers that have never seen Half-Life some of the songs they can expect to hear when you guys are out there playing to the masses in the clubs.
Go ahead, Jay.
Hello.
Yeah, you got the set list.
Everyone passed it on.
I love it. It's like, pass.
Pearl Jam, you know, some Soundgarden, some Stone Temple Pilots. There's so much there. Jay?
Isn't that funny? When you ask people about their set list, the mind goes blank and we don't remember what we do.
Back to you in the studio, Jay.
Yeah,
Give us the list. All right.
So we're really hitting on that 90s stuff, the 90s, 2000s. So you're going to hear, obviously the Alice in Chains. You're going to hear we got the Pearl Jam songs. We got some Soundgarden stuff. I'm trying to think of some of the more obscure stuff. I don't know.
Shane's kind of personifying the grunge look today as he's doing this from his car. He's probably living in his car right now or something. That would be a good 90s vibe to have. Thanks, Sean Cooper, for being with us today from Milano's. Thank you, Sean.
Sean's the man.
He supports a lot of people. Dewey's on the comment train today, so let's see. He says, "Little help here. Here's Dewey with your set list."
He's got us. Plenty of food in there. Plenty of food in there, which has been
Dewey's
more than welcomed by everybody.
7th member.
Yeah, Dewey could be your band promoter. I think he does a great job of promoting you guys. And Foo Fighters, one of my favorites. And I have to say, and I told Jay this one night, we were out and we ran into each other. In the 90s, during the era of music that you guys play, I was running a dance club. I had a dance nightclub that I couldn't tell you any of those artists in the 90s at all back then, but I've grown to love the music, and I love the energy of the music, and especially when you delve into the Foo Fighters and some of that, it's just got such a great vibe to it. There's a reason that they sell out arenas and such. And when you play those songs, you can tell. And I could really tell the night I was at the Moose, because the Moose is known for its cadre of dancers. They will dance to anything. All right. They will dance to every song you could throw at them. And when they just got up and started packing that dance floor to your Foo Fighters tunes, I was thinking that's a good sign, because some of these people are a lot older than the Foo Fighters. I'll just say that out loud. And it's good to see. And you guys really draw the crowd in. How do you feel about that? Because you've hit the ground running, like I said. How do you feel about the audience that comes to see you?
Well, everybody and anybody that'll come out.
We consider anybody who likes our music friends, not fans. I hate the term fans. So people who come to see us, if they're willing to spend a few hours listening to us, we think that's pretty awesome. Charlie, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all right.
Charlie's just sitting there. He's all right.
Yep, Nirvana's on there too.
Steve Short, yes.
I'm behind Jay.
Thank you, Steve, for being here today.
So the idea when we started this, I'm sorry, when we kind of started this is we wanted to give people something different, a little option. As I talked about, you have great bands that are doing their thing. So we want to be a rock band. That's what we are. That's how I would define us. We want to put on a rock show. We'll spend a little extra money to bring in a great sound guy. We'll spend a little extra money to bring in a light guy, because we want to put on a rock show. Charlie was in a band, 5 Story Plunge, for quite a few years, man. They were the top of the line classic rock band in town. We have to live up to those expectations. Him and Dave were both in that band, So we've got lofty goals, and we want to be available to play the opening gigs for the national acts. We're a pro band. We want to present ourselves that way. So pro bands have moments on stage. How do you guys handle challenging situations as a band when you're on stage? Things that come up, such as an hour-long drawing at the Moose while you're in the middle of your set and things like that.
We just had one at the Dublin pub, and it was right when we started the show. And it's, we've already had a couple before this, a little bit of adversity, and everyone handles it well. I mean, there's stuff on stage that only we are going to notice, that the average consumer out in the crowd is not going to notice. But us being the people that we are and wanting it to be as good as we want it to be, we want it to be better all the time. And everybody knows that instead of making a face or putting your instrument down or saying something, you just work through it in time.
Well, and I can only give you one piece of advice for your Bell and the Bear show on Friday night: do a sound check before. If you watched our show on Monday, you'll know what I'm talking about. But a great band down there, Mojo Horizon, no fault of their own, but they brought a sound crew in that just couldn't handle it, and it was very apparent for an hour and a half for them to get. And thank goodness they have a loyal friends base as well, who stayed and watched them play and didn't bail out of the bar. So, those are all little technical glitches. And I love the way Shane's described how you handle them, because That's the most important thing, because if somebody starts showing their ass on stage or slamming their guitar into a rack and walking off and those kind of things because something's not right in their ears or whatever, it really can reflect on the band and really does put a negative light on you. And like I said, you guys look like you're having a blast up there all the time. So that leads me into another question. Whoever wants to take it is, what are your thoughts on interacting with your friends who all come to see you? And like Jay said, I don't use the term fans, but building a connection with that audience of consumers out there that are drinking adult beverages and watching you play. How do you want to connect with them?
I don't ever talk to anybody when I'm done, so I'll leave this to these guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Dave
No,
takes
honestly,
care of all that.
Yeah, Shane's our front guy. He that does that.
As soon as we get on a break, so let's just say it's our first break, our only break, or whatever it is, everybody goes down. I mean, when you're on stage, who's really watching you, who's not, who's really enjoying you. Those are the first people I walk up to, whether I know them or I don't. Everyone that I know already, I come by, I say hi. I mean, for me, when I get to play with these guys, it's the best night of my week. I'm looking forward to Friday. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys. Every time I see them, I think it's been too long in between shows, in between rehearsals. I don't know. We can't wait to make new friends and meet new people and go new places.
Well, and I think you hit it there as well. It's so important to interact with those people because they do spend money. They come to see you, and they want just that acknowledgement of, hey, I remember you. You were here last time or whatever. And I think that's so important. So many bands lose track of that when they walk off the stage and go out in the parking lot to have a safety meeting or whatever they're doing on the break. And I get you need a break at times. You need to get a break a little bit from people, but you also have to remember the people in the audience are the ones that keep you getting booked and keep you in the places. And you're going to have a stellar show at the Bell and the Bear on Friday night. I've already heard from so many people that are going to be there and are coming to watch you. And, this is the slow season at the Bell and the Bear because there's so many outdoor events and things. The indoor venue is much more attended during the winter months, but I think you're going to prove that wrong on Friday night and have a whole bunch of people there. So what's the goal for this band, fellas? What's the goal for Half-Life? Where's it going? What's your ultimate goal, or have you reached what you want to do?
Oh, that's a Jay question all the way.
Man, there's a lot of deflection to Jay today. There is.
There is.
Our goal is kind of touching on what I said before. We want to be a rock band. We want to be a pro-level rock band. So we want to get out there. We want to have the opportunity to play the Bell and the Bear. We look at that as a highlight of our list. That place has great bands in there. We want to be part of that stable. We'd like the Cincinnati area. We'd like to hit the Columbus area. We'd like to do that. We'd like to do the Blue Note, open up some of the Nationals, the JD Legends, that kind of stuff. That's where we're looking to go. We would love to get to some original music and throw them in. It's a tough sell in our area sometimes, but we would like to put some good music together. I think Shane's got just a very awesome, unique voice, and we'd like to take advantage of that.
Yeah, first time I ever heard him sing, I'll tell you, he struck me. I mean, I was like, I'm a fan already, and I don't use that term often, but I love Shane DeMoss's voice, and this is a great fit for you, Shane. This band is where what I feel like where you need to be. I love your other projects, and I love the songs you sing and those kind of things, but this band, the energy level and what you put out on stage, sweating and singing, is just fantastic. So pumping your tires a little today, Mr. Shane DeMoss.
I'll take it.
All day long. Thank you, Dewey, for that comment.
As soon as these guys agreed to do the genre and really the specific genre that we're doing, I was psyched. I mean, it was kind of an extension of what I was doing already, but with a more specific focus. And it's what I grew up with. Everyone has a specific period in time when music was exactly what they needed or wanted or remember, their golden years, so to speak. And that's mine. 90s through early 2000s. Not that I don't listen to earlier stuff or later stuff, I do, but that's my stuff right there. So as soon as they agreed to do that, man, I mean, I couldn't ask for any more.
I'm going to drop down to Charlie, who's not saying a word. He's just kind of hanging in the corner.
He's just looking pretty.
Charlie, what are you most proud of with this band? You've been in a lot. So tell me, what are you most proud of with this band?
Well, to be honest with you, being able to, put Shane in front of us, that's what really matters to me, because he's the focal point. We're just the sledgehammer behind him, but as well as how well we all get along. I mean, everybody's a good hang. We have fun at practice. Sometimes we get stuff done. But we all show up, we all do our jobs. Everybody's there, everybody's happy to be there. And at the end of the night, everybody's happy that we had a good night. And it's like, oh, bummer, man. It's not, like Shane says, it's another week before we can get together. So I'm proud of how well it come together, how quick it come together, and as well as how well everybody comes prepared. In the past, I'm sure everybody can, look in the back and say, oh, there was always this one member that just never learned the material. But I'm proud that, to be a part of it, and that, all these guys allow me to be a part of it.
Which takes some time and effort. It's obvious you guys have put time and effort into rehearsing, and like we were talking to Jay about the set list, things like that. So how do you guys maintain a healthy work, social life, family life, and band balance? Because that's so difficult in so many bands. I think they get wrapped up in the band and the wife is not happy, or this or that goes on. So how do you guys maintain that balance?
I don't even know what that is.
Besides buying a camper.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Communication is huge, with the family. Not springing gigs on them, not springing rehearsals on them. When they're involved in all the decision making, that's very helpful. We're all lucky to have, people that come to our shows, or our wives, or are at the shows, and they support us in that. So that's huge. As far as the band goes, going off of what Charlie said, it was amazing when it came together how the roles were filled. Dave is kind of our musical director. Dave keeps the rehearsals going. He keeps all the details. Charlie, he's our accountant guy, man. He handles all our money. He allows us a rehearsal space. Niles handles all our graphics. Shane does all our social media. I don't do anything, but
Yeah.
Everybody just sort of came together, and it just clicked so well. It was amazing, and that's kind of what makes this fun.
Well, and I'm really sad Dave couldn't be with us today, because and Niles both. I love both those guys, and Dave talked to me once, so I'm really proud of that moment in my life. I never thought he'd even engage with me, and he did. So it was super nice. I have a great picture of Dave actually playing on a stage down in Cincinnati on the river down there with one of our shirts on, and got his back to the crowd. Oh, it's really cool. And love the guy. And I want to touch on a couple more things before we have to go today. Individually, if somebody in the band's having a bad day or somebody's down, how do you guys come together to support them? I hear from so many bands that they feel like that's the biggest part of their interaction, is supporting each other. So how would you help a member out that was not having the best of times in their life? I know
usually just tell them to suck it up. I'm just kidding. No. That's comedy.
No.
Comedy is.
I think the band would come secondary. I mean, the music and everything would be secondary compared to the friendship and the camaraderie we have with each other.
I like
we
that.
do what it takes to get that person back up.
Yeah, because if their home life or something to that effect is not going well, then it's not going to go well on the stage either. And that's a big factor. And you got to be into what you're doing. Hi, Chad Robinson. Thank you so much. And again, Chad, our condolences go out to you, my friend. We love you, buddy. And thanks for being here today. Jimmy Kilroy, thank you for joining us today from the Cincinnati area. Thanks for being here. So what can the crew expect when you come in and invade the Bell and the Bear on Friday? What's the crowd going to get there?
1,000%.
Absolutely. We've also, added to the production of the show with a lighting crew. So, that's different than from last year. The set list has expanded considerably. And then
a whole
we
lot.
just got better at running set list. Yeah.
Yeah, you've added a bunch to your set list, and we were talking about the wives buying in and those kind of things going on. Shane, I can't tell you the pleasure it brings me to watch Krista. I think she's having more fun dancing at your shows than you are on the stage. I mean, I honestly believe she's just your greatest supporter, and she gets out there and she'll cut the rug with anybody. There were some people there at the Moose that night. She's just out there dancing away with them, and I just love to see that. It's a wonderful thing to see that the families buy into this as well, and I think that's what makes it successful for you guys. And hopefully, you agree, Shane.
1,000%, and yes, I agree. It
100%.
makes it so much easier.
Yeah, you gotta have it. All right, guys. We said what they can expect at the Bell. They're going to get a banger of a show. It's going to be a wild night down there on Friday night. Let me pop up what's going on at the Bell if we can. A Half-Life show Friday night at the Bell and the Bear in Montgomery. You've heard us talk about it on this show numerous times. It's one of the best music venues, if not the best music venue in the tri-state. And when I say that, it's not the largest. It's not the most massive, expansive. It is where music-minded people come to listen to great music, and that's what you'll find there. And you'll never find a face there that's not friendly. And I think that's a big part of that as well, how it works. So what else you guys have to share about the band that I might have missed today? Anything else you want to throw out there?
Ever expanding set list and lots of excitement and just an attitude of gratitude for each other. I think that's the main thing for us, and what's going to contribute to our longevity for sure.
Yeah, and just stay up with social media. Check Facebook, check the website. We always update the website. It's always got the most current dates on there so people can see where we're playing. We try to cover the Dayton, Cincinnati area, so it's all up on the website. Shane does a great job posting on Facebook.
I'm scrolling across the bottom, the social media. You can follow them at Half-Life. That's a hyphen in the middle of Half-Life on Facebook. Instagram, Half-Life 5 with underscores under each word. And on the web, Half-Life Dayton, if you want to check them out on their website. And you can find their shows on those posts on any of those pages, guys. So check it out if you will. And as we always say on the show, please follow this band. If you haven't followed them yet, follow them. Get out to see them and enjoy a night with Half-Life. I don't think I've missed too many of our topics we wanted to hit on. I do ask one thing at the end of every show, though, and I'm going to do it to you guys as well as I do it to anybody that was a national on here. We're going to ask you if you could take the stage, Charlie, with any artist, past or present, who would it be?
Well, I'm a child of the 70s, so it'd probably be a band like, I don't know, say Journey, Styx, Foreigner. That's kind of where I come from, which is kind of odd. I'm playing 90s, but that'd be it. A band like that.
Perfect. Jay?
Well, outside of my friends in this band and Uncle Rico, number one is going to be Gina McCann.
Suck up.
Gina McCann. My wife and I saw her for the first time at the Women Who Rock event, and we thought she was on another level. So she would be one. Number two would be Scotty Bratcher because he's just a badass. And then number three is a gentleman named Richie Kotzen, straight out of the 80s, and has been performing forever. He's just amazing. Those would be my guys.
I've hung out with his girlfriend. Does that count?
Oh, yeah. Julia was
Julia's great. Yeah. She's in Vixen. She's played at the Bell and the Bear. Yeah, his wife now, I should say. Yeah. She's played at the Bell and the Bear, and she's been at Women Who Rock. She's spectacular, too. Fantastic bass player, by the way. So Shane, how about you, man? Anybody you could stand on that stage with?
I mean, I could say I could, but one of my heaviest influences and one of my favorites is probably Chris Cornell. For me, I have some like romantic thing with minor chords and depressing songs, so this band really helps me out. But he has an album called Songbook, which is just ridiculous. It's him and an acoustic guitar, and all his Audio Slave stuff and everything else. I mean, just to be a fly on the wall in the green room or on the stage, like, I don't know. I thought his talent was next level, and he was gone way too soon. Other than that, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it with these guys. This is literally all I want to do.
Outstanding. Well, fellas, it's been a pleasure talking to you today. Any chance there might be an Ozzy tune thrown into the set list here in the next few weeks? Anything you guys are planning?
We did talk about that.
Yeah.
Love to.
You know, anytime we lose an icon like that, and you know, the when the Giants fall, I should say, like that, it needs to be carried on. And I think you guys are a perfect fit to maybe throw an Ozzy or tune or two into your set list because you kind of match that vibe. So
I agree.
hopefully you can pull that off down the road here. I know it's not going to be this weekend. That's too soon, but certainly someday there. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Charlie. And thank you, Half-Life, guys. I've seen them several times. You're going to want to get out to see them. If you're in the Cincy area this weekend, make your stop Friday night at the Bell and the Bear. You won't regret it at all.
Hey, Scott, I wanted to say thank you, for everything that you do. I know most of the musicians in town say this to you, and I know they all mean it. You are the one guy that I would not even have known the Bell and the Bear existed if it wasn't for watching your shows. I mean, what you do for the music community cannot be understated. I mean, you do such a great job, and thank you for this program. Thank you for all of the time that you spend putting programs together. Appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Jay. I consider you all my friends, and I appreciate my friends in music because music heals. And if you're going through a bad day, man, all you got to do is just go out and see some live music, and it'll brighten your day, and you'll enjoy yourself. And the venues that are out there struggling each day to bring live music to us, we got to give them props as well because it's a tough world right now for those venues. Bell and the Bear, 8:30. Is that 8:30 showtime Friday night?
8:30. Yep.
8:30. All right, ish. We say ish every time at the Bell, so we'll make sure. But 8:30-ish, and they're going to go all night and party. And the Bell and the Bear crew will be so happy to have you guys there. Thank you so much for joining me on the program today, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Charlie, thanks. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow here, live at 5 tomorrow with Who's Playing Out, brought to you by Heathers in Springboro, Ohio, where we feature the best musicians and bands and venues in the tri-state. So thanks for watching today, guys. Stay with me just a minute, fellas, if you will, as we go off here. We're going to leave you with our friends from Sweet Sister Mercy and the Hall Around Town theme. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. I like that. You have such dreamy eyes, Shane DeMoss.
At least one.
Yes.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go.